Hello friends, let's discuss current affairs. In today's first question, we focus on the new president of Vietnam. Vietnam, as you know, is a country in East Asia. Now, if you look at India, where we are, from India's immediate eastern neighbor is Myanmar. Then we go to Thailand, from Myanmar to Thailand, and then southern part of the southeastern part. Southeastern border of Thailand is you find Cambodia. From there, you would go to Vietnam. Now, just above Cambodia and Vietnam, to the west of Vietnam, you would find Laos. And Vietnam has had a new president recently. Why is this important? Because Vietnam's new president, you can see here, To.I.M.E. He is in it himself, by the post itself is not important. The post itself is not important. But this is a communist country. In a communist country, the Communist Party's general secretary is the most powerful leader in the country. Now, if you look at China, you look at Vietnam, you look at Laos, all three countries are single party communist countries. In these three countries, only one political party is allowed to exist. In each of these countries, only one political party is allowed to exist. And that party, ladies and gentlemen, is the Communist Party. So the Communist Party of Vietnam has a general secretary, and the general secretary, as I told you, is a paramount leader, the number one guy in the country. He appoints, the president. So when I say he, it's actually he, because he is a member of what is called a Politburo, political bureau, which is the highest decision-making body in the Communist Party. But being the president, he runs the show. Now, being the general secretary, he runs the show. So this guy has come in, To.I.M.E. as the new president, and the previous guy was there in power less than a couple of years, and he was forced to resign because of widespread corruption. Vo Van Trong was the outgoing is the previous president. Vietnam, my friends, is a country that has had a major war, that has fought a major war against the United States. That was between 1955 and 75. So Vietnam, the capital is Hanoi. This is the capital, Hanoi. Okay. This is a kind of country you should know a lot about, because not just because it's a very famous tourist destination, but because it's a country that's anti-China. And India and Vietnam are pretty good friends, and they go hand in hand against the common enemy called China. Now, all I want you to become familiar is, instead of knowing the names of just the capitals, so today we will discuss, the names of the leaders of these countries. Usually, I bring in only the capitals if the countries or, the places are quite difficult to remember. Thailand has a new Prime Minister, Srettha Thavisin. Thailand is a constitutional monarchy. The Raja here is a guy called Maha Vajiralongkorn. Vajiralongkorn is one name, but this is the Prime Minister. Taiwan has a new president. His name is William Lai. Or Lai Ching-te. Let's call him William Lai, as he is called in the West. Philippines, Marcos Bongbong Jr. Marcos Bongbong. Yeah, you must be wondering what name it is. What name? Junior. And then Laos has, a president whose name is, I think I'll clear all of these things. Laos's president is Thongloun Susilot. Okay, this is the president of Laos. I think pretty fair, simple question that was. And here we have a question about a company that owns a satellite, internet service system. It's a constellation of satellites. It has a lot of satellites, small satellites that act as as a constellation, which provide beam broadband internet to remote parts of the world. There is one here, SpaceX, Space Exploration Corporation. SpaceX is Exploration Corporation. This is a company that's owned by Elon Musk. He is the chairperson, CEO, Elon Musk. Okay, this is a private company, and please understand, this was born out of a particular fancy of Elon Musk, that he wanted to build private rockets. He approached the Russian scientists, and they laughed at him that it is not possible to build, to have a private space, company, spacecraft company. The main business of SpaceX is tourism, what is basically called space tourism or space transportation. Okay, but now they also have this Starlink business, which beams internet. The constellation of satellites beams internet to those parts of the world where the satellites are directed. Please know one more thing, that in the war against Russia, Ukraine has widely accepted, widely deployed Starlink satellite constellation system. So, despite the best of efforts of Russia, it is this satellite system that has helped Ukraine to stay connected with the rest of the world. Now, who are the CEOs? I mentioned SpaceX's CEO is Elon Musk, the founder CEO. Airbus is a consortium of a few European companies. It is also the world's largest maker of commercial aircraft. It's into defense equipment. It's into, space equipment. Airbus, my friends, is run by a man called Guillaume Faury. Guillaume Faury. He is a CEO. I'll just mention the CEOs. Boeing has been under a lot of pressure for its, for a series of crashes, series of incidents involving its Boeing aircrafts, commercial aircrafts. And it's run by Dave Calhoun. He is going to resign at the end of 2014. But for now, 2024, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I was living in the past. This is 24. So Dave Calhoun is outgoing CEO. Lockheed Martin, when I say outgoing, till December 31st, he's going to be in the CEO's office. Lockheed Martin is one of the world's largest maker of aerospace and defense equipment. This F-35, F-16 aircraft, this is the maker of those aircraft. Fighter jet called F-35, each of which costs about $600 million, was made by Lockheed Martin. James Taiclet is the CEO. Okay. Northrop Grumman is run by a person named Kathy Warden. Kathy or Catherine Warden. Okay. See you here. I think there's something's, stuck here. Kathy Warden. So that's a bit about these companies here. I just wanted to bring in a few things here. Lai Ching-te, who is this guy? William Lai. This is the official name of William Lai, but in the West he is called William Lai. Lai Ching-te or William Lai is the new president of Taiwan. Yes. Now one more thing, my friends. He succeeds. The outgoing president is very important. Tsai Ing-wen. You could be asked this question in the exams. The outgoing president of Taiwan is Tsai Ing-wen. Fair? So there we discussed Philippines as president. Vietnam, yes. Taiwan, this is a question about. South Korea is Yoon Suk Yeol. Yoon Suk Yeol. China, we all know the name of the president, Xi Jinping. Let's bring in the prime minister. The prime minister is Li Qiang. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the name of the prime minister of China. Please understand, this is the name of the prime minister of China. Okay. Jenny Appenbeck and her translator Michael Hoffman have won the International Booker Prize this year for their work Kairos. Now, Appenbeck wrote in German and Hoffman had translated this into English, and for together they have won the the International Booker Prize. Now, please understand this is different from the Booker Prize, which is given to the best work of fiction published in the English-speaking world. So that was started in 1968. This was started in the the first part of the first part of the, or rather in the first decade of this century. Not much to discuss here, but I would want you to read extensively. You could pick any topic of your choice and read, my friends. It's good to read, it's good to learn, it's good to be well informed. Okay. Since things I mentioned here, I'll just know it's not related to geography, but I'll just bring in something. Iceland is an island, volcanic island country, and its capital is Reykjavik. This is the capital. Germany, we know Berlin, Berlin, Berlin. What about Romania? Bucharest. See, when I prepare for this kind of a class, sometimes I don't even consider discussing these choices, okay? But anyway, since they are here, I may as well bring this in. The Republic of Ireland is run from the capital, Dublin. Portugal, you would know, it's Lisbon. What is it? Lisbon, Lisbon, Lisbon. So, Mohammad Mokber is an interim president of Iran, Iran's previous president. Ibrahim Raisi. Ibrahim Raisi is dead. Ibrahim Raisi died in a helicopter crash. Now, that helicopter crash itself is a source of a lot of conspiracies. That accident is a source of a lot of conspiracies. Many people say that Israelis were hand in glove with the CIA. Some say only the Israelis did it. Some say only the internal dissidents in Iran themselves are to blame for this accident. There is absolutely no clue as to what happened, or it could simply have been weather, basically bad weather, or the aging helicopter. It could have been anything. So this is the interim president. He is going to be there around for 50 days till elections are held. And Iraq has a prime minister, Mohammad Shia al-Sudani. Like Iran, Iraq is also predominantly Shia country. 68%, that is 2/3 of Iraqi population is Shia. Okay. So Malaysia, Anwar Ibrahim. Jordan is a constitutional monarchy, so we'll stick to the king Abdullah II. Abdullah II. Oman, my friends, is an absolute monarchy, and the Raja here is a guy called Haytham Al-Tariq. Okay, sorry, I am so sorry. It's not Al-Tariq, it's bin Tariq. He is the son of Tariq Al-Sayyid. This is the surname of this man. Okay, Al-Sayyid dynasty. He belongs to the Sayyid dynasty. Al-Sayyid bin Tariq. Bin means son of, and Haytham. Haytham is his first name. Haytham, the son of Tariq, both belonging to the dynasty name Sayyid. Okay. Which grouping has recently approved the world's first major artificial intelligence law? Application part, what's allowed, what's not allowed, all that stuff is there. And the European Union has done this. In the past, we have discussed European Union in great detail. So today we'll skip and we'll just bring in two things. Mercosur, which is a grouping in South America. It's also called Southern Common Market. What is it called? Southern Common Market, and it has 4 members. Very easy to know. Argentina, Brazil, okay, then Paraguay and Uruguay. 4 countries. These are all neighboring countries basically. Their borders are contiguous, so it's easy to remember this. Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay. African Union has 55 members, my friends. 55 members. And what you need to know is that it's the 21st member of the G20. 21st member of the G20. And this happened last year in our, not this year rather, you could say, exactly last year when the G20 summit was held in India. Okay, we all know Quads. Quads are 4 countries: Japan, Australia, India, and the US. It's more of a quadrilateral security dialogue. BRICS are 5 countries here: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. But now 5 new countries have come in, and they came in on new members on January 1st. The names of those 5 countries would be Egypt. Egypt, Ethiopia. These are 2 African countries. Then Iran, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and in the end we have the United Arab Emirates. So 5 countries. So the BRICS today have 10 countries. BRICS today have 10 countries. Okay. Let me clear this so we could go to the next question. What about this index here? India has been ranked 39th, my friends. The answers highlighted in at the bottom. India has been ranked 39th in the World Travel and Tourism Development Index. Now, this index has been brought out by the World Economic Forum, which, as you know, is headquartered in a place called Davos. Not headquartered in Davos. Its annual meeting is held in Davos. Okay, it's headquartered in a place called Colony, which is in Switzerland. Okay, Colony. And all you have to understand is that it was started by a man called Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab. This is the name of the founder chairperson of the World Economic Forum. Now, the index measures how, what are the travel policies, what are the tourism policies in these countries around the world, and how they impact the economic development in a country. India ranks 39th, and the top 3 would be United States is number 1. Number 2 is Spain. In fact, if I'm not wrong, Spain receives the highest number of tourists in the world. And 3 is Japan. 3 is Japan. See, whenever you rank, anything, you put numbers like this. You don't put dots after the numbers, because when you put dots, they become serial numbers. Okay, we are ranking, not serializing, my friends. So the top 3 countries in this index would be United States, Spain, and Japan. 119 countries were surveyed, and the last rank belonged to a country in Africa called Mali. What is the country? M-A-L-I, Mali. It's a country that's, you could say a basket case. Actually, I don't know why they ranked the country. No tourists would go to Mali, my friends, trust me, except for the one place called Timbuktu. But even there, because of terrorism, Islamist terrorism, nobody is going there. With which bank has Airbus Helicopters signed an MOU for helicopter financing in India? SIDBI. SIDBI is based in Lucknow. It's headquartered in Lucknow, and its chairperson is a person named, chairperson is Shivasubramaniam Raman. Shivasubramaniam Raman. There is double N here. Okay, Shivasubramaniam Raman. Now, let's go past this and let's look at the choices. IDBI Bank is run by Rakesh Sharma. Rakesh Sharma. Export-Import Bank of India, Harsha Bangari. She is Managing Director, Harsha Bangari or Bangari. I don't know how do you pronounce that surname there. HDFC Bank, Shashida Jagdishan. ICICI Bank, of course, it's the CEO is Sandeep Bakshi. Sandeep Bakshi. So, okay, which bank has emerged as a top performer among public sector banks, in the last financial year in terms of growth rates and deposit mobilization? Bank of Maharashtra, which is based in Mumbai, and it's headed by an executive called Nithu Saxena. Nidhu Saxena is the CEO of Bank of Maharashtra. Bank of Maharashtra. Okay. So I guess the choices you would be familiar with, but anyway, I'll bring in choices. SBI, State Bank of India's chairperson is Dinesh Khara, Khara, Dinesh Khara. UCO Bank, UCO Bank is headed by Ashwani Kumar. Ashwani Kumar. Sometimes it's difficult to recall the names, my friends, because there are so many banks, and of course, as many banks as many executives, as many banks. Bank of Baroda is headed by Debadatta Chand. Debadatta. It is, Debadatta Chand. Oh, where did it go? So, Debadatta Chand. Punjab National Bank, Atul Kumar Goyal. ATUL. Atul Kumar Goyal. GOEL. Goyal. Okay. AK Goyal. Okay. There we go, guys. We covered all these things. All the banks, all the choices. Wherever possible, I usually cover the choices. But in case they are not required, well, I just don't touch them. Okay. Sanjeev Puri is the chairperson of, is the new president of the Confederation of Indian Industry, one of the industry bodies like ASSOCHAM, FICCI and all that. And, for the coming financial year, for the current financial year, he's going to be the president of the CII. He is a CMD of ITC, my friends. ITC is a huge company, one of India's biggest companies. HUL India, Hindustan Unilever Limited, is headed by Rohit Java. Rohit Java. This is the CMD of HUL. He is the CEO of HUL. Parle Agro. Let's make it Parle Agro. Parle Agro's chairperson is Prakash Chauhan. Chairperson is Prakash Chauhan. Okay. Dabur India CEO is Mohit Malhotra. Dabur India, Mohit Malhotra. Easy to write. So, Mohit Malhotra. Marico. Now, this parachute hair oil. Then you have Saffola, edible oil. Then you have Revive, which is a fabric softener and all that. So, these are all owned by Marico. The chairperson is Harsh Mariwala. That's how the name comes. Company Marico. That's how the name comes. Okay. And the CEO is not required. The chairperson is enough for this company. Too much information is always bad, especially when we are just learning to, Who won the 2024 Casablanca chess, variable tournament? Casablanca is a place in Morocco. Where is this? Morocco, one of the most famous tourist places in the world. Magnus Carlsen of Norway, and he is the current world number 1. I barely have much to discuss here. In fact, pretty little to discuss. This is the world number 1, considered the greatest chess player in the history of the game. Okay. Who won India's first gold medal in the women's T20 400 meters event at the World Para Athletics Championships 2024? I watched the video of Deepti Jivanjay. I was fascinated. I mean, such hard work. She had suffered so much in life, a lot of discrimination and everything, but she did exceptionally well and, of course, has made the country proud. This was held in Kobe. Kobe is in Japan. Fair. Which country finished first? China. China finished first, and China got about, if I'm not wrong, 87 or 88 medals. I'm not very sure, but I think 87, 88 is it, and 17 is a gold medal number. And China finished first, top of the table. India finished in the 6th place. I think 6 gold medals for a total of 17 something. 6 gold medals something. Okay. This is not important. This is important. China number 1, India in the 6th. India 6th in the medals tally. Okay, scientists have recently discovered ancient viruses in Yellowstone, ancient giant viruses in Yellowstone National Park's geothermal springs, which are, as old as maybe that part of the world actually. Approximately 1.5 billion years old. Yellowstone National Park is in the United States. It's the oldest national park in the US. It is said to be, it was set up in 1872. 1872. Please know one more thing, that it is also said to be not just United States' oldest national park, but also the world's oldest national park. 1872. What is India's oldest national park? Corbett National Park. Corbett National Park was set up in 1936, basically 36, 37. That is when it was established. Okay. Now, in the case of some countries, we mentioned leaders and all that. Let's today look at only the, the capitals. Peru, it's not a country that you would be asked about Dina Boluarte, the president. So you could simply stick to the capital, Lima. The capital is Lima. Canada, Ottawa. Australia, Canberra. So easy to remember things, basically. Capitals and all. Yeah. Mexico's capital is Mexico City. Okay, what was the dividend, amount approved by the RBI to the central government for the last financial year? 2.1 lakh crore rupees. How did the RBI get this money? RBI gets its money from multiple sources. It lends money to banks and also it earns interest on that. More importantly, the RBI, invests the foreign exchange that we have and invest in, various currencies. We buy American dollar bonds, we buy not just American bonds, we also buy, the yen bonds of Japan, the yuan bonds of China. We go everywhere, the euro bonds and everything. So when we invest, we are paid interest. So that interest has accumulated, my friends. Please understand, this year the income has gone up because of higher interest rates. The RBI earned more money. Okay. Now, how much more? See, this is 2.1 lakh crore surplus. It was 87,000 crore in financial year 22. So I think it has gone up substantially. Okay. It also helps that the RBI expenditure went down by 56%. Expenditure went down by 56% and the revenue went up by 17%. So you see this. Expenses went down substantially. Income went up decently. So, that's how these guys made money. And because the RBI is more or less controlled by the central government, it's owned by the central government, the money is transferred, surplus is transferred. Now, how is this going to benefit the central government? See, this 2.1 lakh crore rupees is going to be used by the central government to finance its capital expenditure like roads and everything, airports and all that. Not just that, my friends, it's also going to reduce its expenditure, its borrowings by that much amount. The government borrows money to finance its expenditure, especially when the revenue is less than its expenditure. Yes, so we have a deficit. Now, the government is not going to borrow that much money, which effectively means that money will be left in the market, which also means that people like you and I can now go to the bank to borrow money at a lower interest rate, whereas if the money is borrowed by the government from the banks, the money goes into the government's hands and we are left with less money. The banks are left with less money, which would mean we are charged higher interest. So now the rates of interest are likely to come down in the near future because of a lot of these factors. This is one of those factors actually. Okay. In a historic move, which of the following nations have stated that they will recognize the Palestinian state? Oh, we recognized long back, my friends. Nothing new about this. A lot of Asian and African countries have recognized Palestinian state. The Europeans have not done till date. But let me tell you how Palestine looks like. I'm not going to take you through an entire map, but I'll just bring to you a few things. Oh, sorry. You must be wondering, what is this? This is how this part of the world looks. Israel. Okay, this is Israel. This is West Bank. West Bank. This is Gaza. This area is Gaza. This is the Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea, this entire area. This is the country of Lebanon. This is Syria. This is Jordan. And this is Egypt. Fair, guys? Now, Palestine is spread across two parts. Gaza, which is about 365 square kilometers. Okay. West Bank is about 5,500 square kilometers. Now, what you need to understand is that West Bank and Gaza together make Palestine. That's Palestine. Fair? Now, how big is Israel? 20,770 square kilometers. That's it. 20,770 square kilometers. Fair? Gaza is 365. West Bank is 5,500 square kilometers. Now, why is it called West Bank? You see this, this boundary is, there is a river here called Jordan. The country is called Jordan here. The country down here is called Jordan, but also there is a river Jordan, and this is the Dead Sea. Basically, it drains into the Dead Sea. What you need to understand is this, my friends. This settlement of the Palestinians is located on the west bank of the river Jordan. That's why it's called West Bank. That's the reason, nothing else. Okay, it's called West Bank because this settlement of Palestinians is on the west bank of river Jordan. So, this is what they are going to recognize. This is what they are going to recognize. I hope you got some idea of, and by the way, you see this area here? This is called Golan Heights. Golan Heights. Okay. In 1967, the Arab countries, Muslim countries ganged up and attacked, they went to war against Israel. It's called the 6-Day War, and Israel defeated all of these countries. In fact, it occupied all of these countries, took back till between 1948 and 1967, West Bank was under Jordan. Gaza was under Egypt. Okay, so please understand, between 1948, Jordan had occupied Palestine, West Bank. There was no country called Palestine. It was a part of Jordan between 1948 and 67. And here, Gaza was a part of Egypt. It was occupied by Egypt. But in 67, Israel occupied all of these places. West Bank, Gaza, this place called Golan Heights, it took from Syria. It took West Bank from Jordan. It took Gaza from Egypt. And it took Golan Heights from Syria. So, I just wanted you to have a basic idea about this, nothing more than that. Okay. The 10th edition of the World Water Day, World Water Forum has officially opened in Bali, which is in Indonesia. It's a predominantly Hindu island just in southeast Indonesia, just above Australia. Okay. So, World Water Day, I'll just tell you. So, World Water Day is always observed on March 22nd. World Water Day, March 22nd. Remember this, World Water Day, March 22nd. Earth Day, April 22nd. April 22nd. Since they're all mentioned here, see, Ankara is the capital of Turkey. Okay, so the rest of the things don't really matter to us. Dash has become the 99th member of the International Solar Alliance. So after that, these are countries that, the Prime Minister of India had said that most of these members are located within the tropics, between, the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So these countries were referred to as Surya Putras by Prime Minister Modi. And the International Solar Alliance is headquartered in Gurugram. Where is it? Gurgaon or Gurugram in Haryana. It's headed by Ajay Mathur. Ajay Mathur. This is the Secretary General. Ajay Mathur. Where? Rather than learn about the Prime Minister of Poland, who is Donald Tusk, Greece's Prime Minister is Mitsotakis Kyriakos, Spain, Pedro Sanchez, Belgium, Alexander De Croo, Germany, we know the Chancellor is Olaf Scholz. Why don't we learn simply the capitals here? Warsaw, Greece, the capital is Athens, Belgium, Brussels. Spain, you know, is Madrid. I guess that should be it. The International Day of Biological Diversity is observed every year on May 22nd. So, March 22nd is World Water Day, April 22nd is Earth Day, and May 22nd is International Day for Biological Diversity. Okay. Now, let me tell you, there is only one day I can actually bring in something here. Indian, Anti-Terrorism Day. May 21st is Anti-Terrorism Day. This is a day on which in 1991, Rajiv Gandhi, former Prime Minister of India, was killed. Okay. By the Sri Lankan terrorist organization called LTTE, which is the Liberation Tigers for Tamil Eelam. They were fighting for a separate homeland for Tamils. Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, which has become the first airport in India to achieve the zero waste to landfill accolade. Wastage is a major issue. There are certain landfills in India which are at least 10-story high. But now Thiruvananthapuram International Airport, which as you know is the capital of Thiruvananthapuram, is the capital of Kerala. Yeah, this was previously called Trivandrum. So they have this. They have got this. Coming to the airports, I think all are mentioned here. You see, this is one of the only 2 airports in India named after a woman. Only 2 airports in India are named after women. One is the Indira Gandhi International Airport in Delhi. The other is Indore Airport, which is called Devi Ahilya Bai International Airport. Okay, Devi Ahilya Bai International Airport. So, which Indian origin professor has been awarded the prestigious Shaw Prize in Astronomy? This is Srinivas Kulkarni. Let me tell you, I was reading about him. I have never heard, trust me, honestly, I did not ever hear of him. So, what I did was to find a little bit. There is a Wikipedia page, and he was born in a small village in today's what we call, in those days it was a contiguous Marathi-speaking area. Northern Karnataka, Northeast Karnataka, Northwest Karnataka, and southern Maharashtra. So he was born in a small place, and he had one of 4 siblings. He's the youngest, if I'm not wrong. 3 sisters. One of the sisters is Sudha Murthy. Sudha Murthy, as you know, is the wife. She is an author. She's an author, and more importantly, before we discuss the name, that she's a wife. She's in herself a very big author, writer of books like Dollar Bahu. Yeah, and she also happens to be the wife of the co-founder of Infosys, N.R. Narayana Murthy. Fair. So, this man is an astronomer. He has won practically every award in the world. I was reading about him, and you see, we all are interested in astrology, not astronomy. We love stars, yeah, but we always look at the impact stars could have on us, on our future and everything. But beyond that, it's very difficult for, common people like me to know a little about astronomy. Astrology is different from astronomy. He is a great astronomer. Okay. He teaches at Caltech, which is the California Institute of Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, Caltech is among the 5 finest engineering institutes in the world. Okay, yeah. What is the name of the severe cyclonic storm that originated in the Central Bay of Bengal in the last week of May 2020? Remal. See, all these cyclones are named. They are named, and this particular name was given by Oman. Okay, this is an Arabic word which means, sand. It means sand. So, cyclones usually are given names that do not recall, devastation, that are not that are sensitive to certain cultures, that reflect empathy. Okay. So TCS has bagged a deal to modernize the core banking technology of Bergen Bank, which is a bank in Kuwait. Yeah, Kuwait. Yeah, and Kuwait is a constitutional monarchy, and you would find that there is a parliament, but more or less not a very effective one. And the ruler here is a guy called Mishal Al Ahmad Al Zabar Al Sabah. This is the king of Kuwait. TCS CEO. TCS, as you know, is Tata Consultancy Services, India's largest technology IT services company, and it was started by a man called J.R.D. Tata, which is Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata, Parsi businessman, and he made a person called Fakir Chand Kohli as the first CEO of TCS. He is also called the father of India's IT sector. He is the father of India's software industry. FC Kohli. The current CEO of TCS is a person named Kriti Kritivasan. Some places you will find TH also, no harm. I am going with what worked for me here. Okay, that's it. Okay, just to bring in Austria. Austria, like Germany, has a chancellor. His name is Karl Nehammer. This is the name of the chancellor of Austria. And its capital is Vienna. What's the capital? Vienna. Okay, I think we will stick to this. The other countries we are quite familiar with. Which film has won the prestigious Palme d'Or at the 2024 Cannes Film Festival? Cannes, this is how it's pronounced, Cannes. Okay, it's a place in France, and it's a river town. You could say, ocean town actually. Yeah, and Anora is a film that is directed by Sean Baker. I think that's a name. Sean Baker is the director of this film, and it won the highest prize, Palme d'Or, which is also called Golden Palm. What is it called? Golden Palm. Yeah. This is the highest prize in the Cannes Film Festival. Fair? And one more thing you could learn is this, that this film, All We Imagine as Light, won the, grand prize. What is it? Grand prize, the second prize here, the second highest prize. Grand Prix, all this is called Prix. How do you pronounce it? Prix, the X is silent, or Grand Prize. Grand Prize. And it was directed by an Indian woman director named Payal Kapadia. Payal Kapadia. Okay? So this particular film won the grand prize. That should be it, my friends. Next question. Oh, that's about it. Thank you for being here. Have a lot of fun. Stay curious.